Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Something Artsy. My name's Jim Bartles, your host for this program, and Something Artsy is brought to you by the State Street Theater in conjunction with NewCat, which films this segment every month. Thank you for supporting the arts in our community through financial support from Prairie Lakes Arts Council. Without their generous support, this program would not be possible. And so we'd like to get started. Our first guest for this segment of Something Artsy is Alexander Roth, curator of the Wanda Gog House. Welcome back to the program. Good to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's good to see you again. And
Yeah.
thanks so much to State Street Theater and, of course, NewCat for helping us out with all this, really putting this on. We couldn't do it without you.
All right. So let's back up a little bit. People don't know, where's the Wanda Gog House? Where's the location?
It is at 226 North Washington, and I say that because, of course, being in New Ulm, I just know where it is. It's on Third. It's on Third and Washington, of course. So yeah.
So that's the location. Now, we're into the midwinter months, assuming you may not be open here during part of this time.
Right. We're going to close between January and around March.
Okay.
And really, we close, but of course, we're working that whole time to get things set up for our launch in April. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this last year, 2024, a lot of big stuff.
Amazing.
Little recap of how 2024 was.
A little recap, man. That's asking a lot because we have had an incredible year at the Wanda Gog House. First of all, we had our opening. We focus every year. We're focusing on a new book. We focused on Nothing at All. Upcoming, we're going to be doing A Funny Thing, which is the next book we're going to be focusing on. Oh my word, let's see, we had the opening, more people attended this opening than I think in the history of the Gog House, the way that I understood it. We also have an acquisition of 355 works because the estate sold out Wanda's work.
Wow.
It's incredible. We have colored pieces in there that are very rare. We have tons of Wanda's work, and that someone actually held on to that. It's incredible. It's really incredible. Do you want me just to go down the list?
It's good because there's so many things. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, and then I was here, and the Whitney reached out, the Whitney Museum in New York City, which is arguably the foremost art gallery in the world for American art. And they have a lot of part of Wanda's permanent collection, and they did a retrospective of her work.
Okay.
And like I said, I can talk your ear off about this, but it was running alongside of the biennial. The biennial is a huge international event. Wanda was running alongside of that, and Wanda also got a full-page article in the New York Times. This is a lot of real estate. This is a huge deal. It's incredible. I was fortunate to go out and meet with the curators, Roxanne Smith and Scout Hutchinson, very gracious, and really, they just really wanted to show Wanda how Wanda is along with her art. So they were really committed to the work, which is really amazing.
You know, we better back up even further.
Yeah, sorry.
Who's Wanda Gog?
Oh my word.
Who's Wanda Gog and the importance to New Ulm and to America?
Yeah. Well, Wanda Gog was born in the 1890s here in New Ulm. The Gog House, where she grew up, is right on, like I said, on Third North and Washington. Anton Gog is her father. They're very bohemian in both sense of the words. They're bohemian as far as from the country of Bohemia, and they also had kind of a bohemian artistic lifestyle. So the whole family, like Flavia Gog, who's a sister, also wrote a lot of books, has a gallery where we are at the house. So.
And Wanda, of course, millions of cats.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big one, you know.
Yes, exactly.
That's what she's known for, but she did a lot of other things. And you mentioned Anton Gog, and Anton was a renowned painter also, and a major forefather in the city of New Ulm.
Yes.
Yeah.
His work can be seen all over in New Ulm, at the cathedral,
Yep.
I believe. I believe at Turner. I'm not sure about that, but all over New Ulm.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so I know there's some information about Philadelphia Museum of Art.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Well, that's yet another, it's kind of, someone coined the phrase a Gogassance, like a renaissance of Wanda Gog and the Gog family. So the Philadelphia is probably the museum that has the most of Wanda Gog's work. They have 60 pieces in their permanent collection. So they're doing a whole retrospective. It is called Wandagog for Art's Sake. It opens January 23rd, 2025, and runs until the June, I think, is when the...
Again, that's in Philadelphia.
That's in Philadelphia, at the big museum there.
So if a person's traveling
Yes.
and happen to be out east, it'd be
Yeah.
kind of cool to be able to stop in
Indeed.
and say, hey,
Right.
Wandagog's from our town.
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
Or from our area.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. And if you can't get out there, we have something right here that you can definitely come and see.
So how many pieces do you have at the Wandagog House here in New Ulm?
Oh, that is good. Well, we obviously have the 355. Not all of those, of course, would be seen at one time. As you know,
Yeah.
the house is relatively small. So right at the moment, we're going to be putting on all of the colored pieces, which are very rare. We have about 7 of those. And then we're going to add a lot of the children's work and, of course, the ongoing work that we have of hers. So probably several hundred pieces of hers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And again, how fortunate we are that she came from this area,
Yeah.
very renowned. Volunteers. You looking for volunteers? What's the status?
We are always looking for volunteers. We're hoping that even the high schools would join us in that. And we're at the moment we're always open on the weekends, but we need volunteers for example, advertising, for helping with the house, for helping us maybe curate things, all of that sort of thing. Always looking for volunteers. And of course, if you feel like donating to the Wandagog House, we accept really anywhere from $1 to $250,000. Anything you'd like to donate, that would be great.
All right. Alexander Roth is with us, curator of the Wandagog House here in New Ulm. You talked about volunteers, and really it's a variety of different positions that you can use
exactly.
folks for, right?
Yeah, exactly. We just had a really nice, Turner helped us host an appreciation for all of our volunteers, because the volunteers are really the backbone, not only of our organization, as you know, but really all over New Ulm.
Yep.
And it's harder to get volunteers. Parents are busy and everything, but if you can give back to your community, I think it's absolutely worth it.
Anything else you'd like to mention before we wrap up, Alexander?
No, just thank you for this year. Thank you so much to the volunteers, all those hundreds and hundreds of people who donated, both their time and their money. We really could not do it without you. And come and see the Wandagog House as soon as we open, and have a good holiday.
Again, going to be opening up probably in April.
Yep. Exactly.
So be looking for that. Alexander Roth, appreciate your being here.
Thank you so much. I
Very
appreciate
good.
it. All right.
All right, well, that's this segment of the Something Artsy, but stay tuned because Amy Johnson from the Brown County Historical Society will be here soon as well. I'm Jim Bartles, Alexander Roth with us from the Wandagog House in New Ulm. And welcome back to another segment of Something Artsy. Something Artsy brought to you by State Street Theater in conjunction with New Cat, which films this segment every month. Thank you for supporting the arts in our community through financial support from Prairie Lakes Arts Council. Without their generous support, the program would not be possible. So, our next guest is Brown County Historical Society, Amy Johnson, Executive Director. Amy, good to have you back on the show.
Hello, thank you very much for having me back.
Let's, things that people don't always know. Where are you located? What hours are you open? That kind of stuff.
We are located at 2 North Broadway, and we are open from Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 4, and Saturday from 10 to 3. So we're closed on Sunday and we're closed on Monday.
Okay, Sundays and Mondays, nope.
Right.
But other than that, good to
Yep.
come in. That's
You
great.
might recognize the building. It's at the corner of Broadway and Center, old post office, 1910.
That's right. It's got that very,
Very
German-style architecture.
Yep.
Which is great. Yeah, that's good. In January, this is airing in January.
Yep.
Are there any free hours? Sometimes you have that. Just checking.
Not going on in January, we don't. This is kind of the time now where we kind of sit down and figure out what 2025 is
Yep,
going to really
yep.
look like for us. So,
All right. So, what about memberships, volunteers? Touch base on that
Yep.
a little bit. I know
So-
you're always looking for that.
yes, memberships are annual memberships, so from the date that you sign up until the next year. If for an individual, it's $40. Family is $60, and then it kind of will scale up past that if you want to be more of a donor. And then volunteers, we always need front desk volunteers. So you can imagine at this time of year, it's quiet at the museum.
Yeah.
So if you like reading a book and you just kind of want to get out and spend some time in the building, we are always looking for front desk volunteers. You only have to be there like twice a month. And we also have, the Kiesling House will be opening soon. There's always an opportunity, not soon, but time's been flying really fast. So like Memorial Day to Labor Day, it's open. And then that will be on Fridays and Saturdays. We'll look for volunteer docents. We'll also be looking for tour guides who hopefully in spring will start training for like downtown walking tours, third floor tour, which is the U.S. Dakota War, or first floor tours, which is the Brown County exhibit. And school groups will come back then at the end of the school year. I'm just going all
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
There's all sorts of opportunities.
Yeah.
So please contact us at 507-233-2616. 233-2616. That's our general number.
All right, so the tours in New Ulm are coordinated by,
For the downtown walking
Yep.
tours on the U.S. Dakota
Right.
War is coordinated
Yep.
by the museum.
all right. If somebody doesn't know what the Kiesling House
The
is,
Kiesling House.
yeah, I mean,
Yes.
it's that little house there on Minnesota Street.
It's set
What's
back.
the Kiesling House?
The Kiesling House, I mean, if you're familiar, it's on Minnesota Street. It's pretty much across the street from the Kaiserhof. The former lamplighter is its neighbor.
Yep.
It's a house that was built in 1861, and it is one of the few remaining structures in New Ulm that survived the U.S. Dakota War. It actually was within that barricaded area of downtown Minnesota Street, and Mr. Kiesling and his family built the house in 1861, so it was only 1 year old when the U.S. Dakota War happened, and he was a blacksmith. He actually had his blacksmith shop up front, which is a little bit, as the story goes, why the house is set back from the street so much. So, yeah.
If you haven't checked it out, it's a fun thing, and again, it's going to
Yes.
open in April,
It will open
May.
May? Yes.
All
End
right.
of April, beginning of May.
All right.
Can I say one more thing about
Yeah.
the Kiesling House? Going back at what happened this year there, we had some really exciting things happened. We got a $4,500 grant from the New Ulm Area Foundation, so we were able to put up new signage with some new information, and so that was very exciting, and we thank them for that, the New Ulm Area Foundation. We also then had this signage reveal party, right? And to kick that off, it was also the same weekend as Downtown Oktoberfest, which we know the attendance numbers this year for that were
Huge.
huge.
Yep.
So the signage day, Downtown Oktoberfest Day, we also had a blacksmith, Adam Dower, come demonstrate on the premises, and it was like the first time since 1872 since a blacksmith operated on the property. So that was really exciting. Great turnout for that. Along with all the fun of Oktoberfest, you had the sound of the anvil and the hammer, you had the scent of blacksmithing, and then just the sight of what is going on here. So that was great. And then we also opened the Kiesling House up for a special day of the downtown Halloween hop. And we had over 1,000 kids stop by the house just to grab a piece of candy. Like, we just sat in the doorway. And
Again,
1,000.
that weather was fantastic that day.
It was.
On that Saturday. I know I was at the Legion, our Sons of American Legion, had 500 bags
Yes.
for the kids.
Yes.
We figured it would last over 2 hours. 1 hour, they were all gone.
They kept coming by with those bags, and I'm like, what's in those bags?
So anyway, a lot of stuff. Anything else from last year, 2024, that in review as you look back and say, hey, this was pretty special?
I think, again, our March program, which was that Stories of Intrigue from five ladies of Brown County, which was kind
Right,
of like
yep.
mischievous. It was like She Did What was the name of the program, and it was an original program that we had put together from our collection in the archives. And that was really well attended, and that was fun. We had some support from some of the actors at State Street Theater, and then again, local volunteers who got up on stage and costumed and told their story, and that was very enjoyable. I'm not sure how we're going to top that one. And then we also did a program called Homes Built as Strong as Time, which Lisa Besmer, she was actually the hostess of that, and she kind of put the program together. It was the story of 5 different houses in Brown County. And then, not only just that, but the owners of the house and how the house came to be and the evolution, per se, of the house. So that was really great. So hopefully we can maybe bring a part 2 out, because there's a lot of amazing houses in Brown County.
The Brown County Historical Society has frequently those programs that are in the next building over.
The annex, yep.
Yeah, and I've gone to a number of those.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
And those are free. Those are free programs. Lunch and a Bite of History,
Yeah,
they're called.
yeah.
And they typically go once a month on a Thursday, and that's May pretty much through October.
Yeah.
The goal is to have 5 of them, and we've got 4 or 5 of them lined up already, so we kind of have that lineup going on. And those programs are available on our website. Thank you to NewCat, who records those and then shares it with us. So if you miss one, you can definitely watch it on our website or our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So.
I know that the county received a grant to fix the windows.
Yes.
And what's the plan for that? How's that going to move along?
Who knew that you could be so excited about windows? This is actually phase 4 of a project,
Yep.
and I can't take any credit for it. This is actually project supervisor, grant writer, Kathleen Backer, with assistance from the county administrator, Sam Hansen, and support from the county. The building itself is owned by the county. So I'm just excited about it, and I get to go along for the ride and watch these windows. I'm sure, the windows are going to come out. It's going to be kind of interesting around the museum. How are we going to cover them? How's it going to affect traffic? So I will be affected, but otherwise I just get to enjoy this phase 4 project. Windows, the whole building windows are going to be restored, and so we're really excited about that. So right now, contractors are submitting bids for that project. And then in March, the State Historic Preservation Office hopes to approve for the contractor. And after approval, weather dependent, they can get going. So we will remain open. And if you remember the other phases of this project, the museum often gets covered with scaffolding for the entire season. But for this one, it's not going to be like 3 or 4 months of scaffolding on the museum. But so we say now. We'll see when we get there, right? But it's exciting.
Are there other future renovations in mind yet, or the windows is really the thing right now?
The windows is the thing right now.
Okay, all right.
We've done the 3rd floor, pretty much is done. The masonry, tuck pointing projects were the different phases. And now this is just all windows of the entire building. So we still, after this, there may be 1 phase left, but at that point, hopefully it's just maintenance for a while and keeping it gleaming. It's a beautiful building.
That is. Amy Johnson is with us from Brown County Historical Society. Anything else you want to mention or touch on before we close up?
Well, again, I just want to say thanks again for our members. We couldn't do these programs without you or, operate the museum. And then also our volunteers. In 2023, they put in 2,500 hours to make this happen. We have a very small staff there's 2 full-time people and 3 part-time. Right now, we only have 2 part-time.
Okay.
So we couldn't, we need the support of our volunteers who really step up, whether they're acting in roles in programs or at the front desk, or the Popcorn Wagon, which I didn't mention, had its #1 season of all seasons as far as fundraising. The Popcorn Wagon is a fundraiser for the Brown County Historical Society, and it had its record-breaking of all-time season for its 110th birthday year, of course.
Oh,
so
wow.
that was really exciting. Popcorn Wagon, book sales, volunteers, so anyways, thank you very much, volunteers. And there's plenty of opportunities. Give me a call if you're interested in volunteering with us. Some really awesome people to be around.
When's the book sale come up again?
The book sale will be coming up in April. The days
Okay.
yet to be determined, but by the time this airs, we'll probably know. So.
Yeah, we'll keep that in mind. Amy, anything else? I know we want to mention again, memberships, $40 or $60.
Yep.
Phone number 233-2616.
Yep, and that's the general number. Yep.
Yeah, so anything else?
No, just thank you, and thank you for your time.
Good to have you here and get us updated. It's a great asset for Brown County and certainly the city of New Ulm as well. Well, that's going to wrap it up on this segment of Something Artsy. Don't touch that dial or tuner, whatever you'd be doing, because we got New Ulm Public Library's Leroy Harris coming up next. For right now, along with Amy Johnson, Jim Bartles here, and that's Something Artsy. Welcome once again to another segment of Something Artsy. It's brought to you by State Street Theater in conjunction with NewCat, who films the segment every month. And thank you for supporting the arts in our community through financial support from Prairie Lakes Arts Council. Without their generous support, the program would not be possible. And well, we appreciate that a lot. Leroy Harris, we appreciate what you're doing over at New Ulm Public Library. You've got a lot of things to cover.
I do.
Let's get into children's programming, see what you got on tap here for January.
Sure thing, Jim. So January is just full of our great regular children's programs. Nothing extra, but that doesn't mean there isn't a lot to do. We've got story time each Monday that the library is open, starting on January 6th, 10:30 in the morning. We've got our pajama party story time Wednesday evenings at 6:30. So, wear your PJs, bring a snuggly friend, enjoy that. We've now got a junior video game club, which is for kids in grades 2 through 5. And that's going to be on Tuesday, January 7th, after school at 3:30. Runs for about an hour. We've got our 2 STEM programs. So we've got Creative Kids for kindergarten and first grade, and Wacky Wonders for 2nd through 5th grade. And those are programs that require registration, and you can do that on the library's website, newhamlibrary.org, or you can call the library to do that, 507-359-8331. Creative Kids is going to be on Thursday, January 9th at 3:30 after school, so it's coming up early in the month. And Wacky Wonders is going to be on Thursday, January 16th at 3:30 after school. We've got our regular teen video game club. They've been running for a few months now, and they've moved to Saturdays.
Okay.
And so that's going to be in January. It's going to be on Saturday, January 11th at 2 o'clock. And again, that's for teens in 6th through 12th grade. We've got our monthly no school movie day. So on Friday, January 17th, when the public school district doesn't have school, they're going to be watching Disney's classic Alice in Wonderland. And that'll be at 2 o'clock in the children's room. Bring a bottle of water and we'll have popcorn. So that should be a fun time.
That's a good idea on no school movie day.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's good.
Yep.
By the way, before I forget, what's the phone number one more time?
507-359-8331.
All right.
And our 2 sensory playtimes happen. So our daytime one is going to be on Thursday, January 23rd at 10 in the morning. And the evening one will be on Tuesday, January 21st at 6 in the evening. And both of those, again, are programs you need to register for so that Miss Catherine can kind of control her materials and space. And then the last thing we've got for kids in January, right there at the end of the month, on Friday, January 31st, is our special story time for January. So stories, songs, but then also a craft to follow at 10 o'clock on Friday that day.
Go ahead. Busy, and it's good stuff. Leroy Harris is with us here from the New Ulm Public Library. So we covered kids programs, but there's a lot of adult programming. Let's get into that.
Absolutely. So as far as our regular adult programs go, we've got our senior movie matinees every Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And in January, we're going to be watching You Can't Take It With You, the original King Kong, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington,
Okay.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and The Adventures of Robin Hood, the old Errol Flynn classic. And so we've got 5 great movies lined up for January. Fridays at 1 o'clock.
Fridays at 1. Keep that in mind, okay?
Our art group starts back up after their break for the holidays. So they meet Wednesday afternoons from 1:30 to 3:30, and that starts on Wednesday, January 15th. The needle working group doesn't take a break. They meet every Wednesday morning at 9:30. They've had a pretty big group the last couple weeks. I don't know if they're all gearing up for holiday projects or whatnot, but they have a great time Wednesday mornings from 9:30 to about noon. Our Knippling group is meeting.
Knippling.
Yep, we've got Knipplers.
And what is Knippling?
It's traditional Bohemian bobbin lace weaving.
All right.
So it's not a class. You can bring your own project if it's something you do, or you can come and watch and just see. It really is a cultural heritage art. It's really neat to watch what these ladies have been practicing that they were taught when they were young or even recently. And so they meet Tuesday afternoons from 1 to 3 down in our adult fiction area. Our 3 book clubs, of course, are meeting. Our Litwitz Book Club is going to be Monday, January 6th at 6:30, and they're going to be discussing Jamie Attenberg's A Reason to See You Again. So that's a recent book, pretty new, fairly popular still. And with all of our book clubs, of course, you can get copies of the book at the circulation desk. You don't have to try to go out and find your own copy. We try to make sure we have enough of those. The History Book Club is going to be meeting on the third Tuesday of the month, as they normally do, and so that's January 21st at noon. And they've of course taken up their winter quarters, Jim, over at City Center Apartments,
Of course, yep.
which is at 115 South Minnesota Street. We're grateful for the management there allowing us to use their ground floor conference room. But again, it's still free and open to the public, as all our programs are. They're going to be discussing The Mysterious Case of Rudolph Diesel by Douglas Brunt. So Diesel as in all the things that are diesel, the guy who invented it.
Diesel fuel?
Yes, yeah. And he actually did. He was on a ship from Germany, and he vanished. And so it'll be a really interesting discussion booked, looking at what we know about him and what we don't know.
Okay.
The Mystery Book Club meets on the last Monday of the month, so that's going to be Monday, January 27th at 6:30, and they're going to be reading Donna Andrews' Between a Flock and a Hard Place. It's a funny mystery.
You didn't make that up, did you?
I did not. I
Okay,
did not make
all
that
right.
up. All of her books have punny bird titles.
Okay.
And this one features a very irritating flock of turkeys. So it should be really good. Our genealogy club is meeting, so they're going to be meeting Thursday, January 16th at 6:30 p.m. And so we'll have a regular meeting, but in the next couple of months here, we will be having another field trip. Our family history fair back in October went great, and we made some good connections there, and so we're looking at other places we can go to see what resources are available in our area to help you learn about your family, and so there's lots of great things to look for there.
Good.
The New Ulm Film Society is continuing their America at War series. So January is going to be film number 3. And so that's Tuesday, January 14th at 6:30 p.m. They're going to be watching The Alamo, the 2004 version. So it's a newer version. It's different. I believe it's, who's in it? Now it's flown through my... Billy Bob Thornton. Yes, Billy Bob Thornton.
That's some of the skunks in the forest back there that
Yep.
kind of give us that information. Thank you.
It comes from the trees. And so, yeah, we've got the Film Society having their third meeting. The poetry group will be meeting, and that's on the second Monday of the month, and that'll be January 13th at 6:30. Come and listen to some poems, share a couple poems if you feel like it. Don't have to be things you've written. Could be from any poem in any time, any place. Where we enjoy all of them in that way. And I think that about wraps it up. Oh, nope, the Civil War Roundtable. They're going to be meeting Tuesday, January 21st at 6:30 p.m. And we're hoping to have a presentation by Denny Warda. So we're looking forward to that. That covers our regular adult programs.
All right. Before we get to special programs, any holiday closures coming up here?
Mm-hmm. So right away at the beginning of the year, we're closed on January 1st for New Year's Day, federal holiday. And then we're also closed on Monday, January 20th, which is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So there won't be any story time that day.
So January 1st and the 20th. Mm-hmm. Okay. Special programs that you might have coming up.
Yeah, we got some great special programs in January for adults. First on Saturday, January 18th, we are partnering with State Street Theater. We're very excited. We're going to be bringing Dr. Van Pomachan and Kyle Yamada, 2 stand-up comedians, nationally acclaimed. They're going to be doing a free matinee show at the State Street Theater starting at 1:30 in the afternoon, Saturday the 18th. Come down, have a great time. We're really excited for it, and we're very grateful to the Friends of the Library for making the comedy set possible.
Nice.
Our other special program we have is we've got Minnesota author Jason Lee Willis coming on Thursday, January 23rd in the evening at 6:30, and he's going to talk about Pierre Charles Lesueur. There's a lot of Lesueur things named in the area, and they're named after him, and so he's going to come and talk about who was this fur trader and explorer, and what did he do, and really interesting characters.
Lesueur County, City of Lesueur,
Yep.
all of that.
All
and
of
more.
those, yep.
Yes.
And so that'll be a great historical presentation there.
Wow, okay. I think we covered it all. We've got from comedy show to Knipling and newulmlibrary.org. Don't forget that. You can check out anything. Phone number 359-8331, 507-359-8331. Leroy Harris, anything else we need to? You've covered an awful lot.
Well, our Library of Things has their seasonal offerings, so we've got sleds and snowshoes now. We had some people check out snowshoes this morning with the snowfall, and so those are available. And of course, Chess Club is still meeting every Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock.
Okay. I don't know how you keep track of all this stuff. This is amazing. All right. That should do it then, right?
Yeah.
All right. Leroy Harris, New Ulm Public Library. Again, check it out, newulmlibrary.org or 507-359-8331. January 1st, January 20th, they will be closed. And other than that, man, a lot of things going on. Appreciate it, Leroy. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Good stuff.
Oh, my goodness,
wait,
my
here we
brain
go.
almost, I knew I forgot something. See? Every year, beginning of January, we have our winter adult reading program. That goes from start of January through February. And so we're starting on Monday, January 6th this year, because January 1st falls in the middle of the week, and so it kind of makes getting things out that week a little bit difficult. But our winter adult reading program, starting on Friday, January 3rd, you can come in and pick up a tracking sheet and register for the program, read books, earn a free book, get your name in for prize drawings at the end of the program. It's a great time, so please participate in our winter adult reading program.
So are people sharing what they learned or as they read that book, or just they're getting the books and keep getting more books throughout
Yep,
the time?
they just have to keep track of the books they read. We don't ask them to leave a review. Depending on the theme we do from year to year, we've done that.
Yeah.
But this time, they just have to keep track. So.
All right. Leroy Harris, thanks so much. New Ulm Public Library, we got it all in.
We did.
Thanks, everybody. Hey, but don't leave. We've got Crystal Fleck coming up next from Cass Community Education, and we'll be back with more. This is Something Artsy.
He's retired and he just
Yeah.
likes to do those things.
So where do you live?
On Shag Road,
Okay.
right down from the Flying Dutchman
Okay.
Motorcycle Club.
Yep. All right. And Crystal, your title is what?
There was a murder. The airplane?
No, not the airplane. A guy got shot in the face or something right by there.
When was that?
In the 60s.
Oh, I didn't know about that. I just know about the guy that crashed the plane.
I'll tell you all about it. I got all the documents.
Oh, man. I'll have to Google it. No, I don't like to go outside in the dark.
Don't find anything. It's really hard.
Your title with CAST is what? Executive Director?
No, community ed coordinator.
Okay. Which is part of CAST?
No, community education.
So don't say CAST at all.
No, don't say
Well, that's what they have down here.
Weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm affiliated with the school.
yeah. Okay. All right. And we're gonna do adult classes, then youth classes, and then trips.
Yep.
Okay. All right, we're ready when you are. Okay. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Something Artsy. My name's Jim Bartles. My honor to be the host for our series of programs this month. I want to remind you that Something Artsy is brought to you by State Street Theater in conjunction with New Cat, which films this segment every month. Thank you for supporting the arts in our community through financial support from the Prairie Lakes Arts Council. Without their generous support, the program would not be available. Well, we've talked to a number of great folks already for this month's segment, and we're going to stay right on track with that. Crystal Fleck is with us, Community Education Coordinator. Crystal, welcome to Something Artsy.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. We're going to talk about various things, but let's start out with adult classes that you've got coming up.
Yep, so let's just get on in here. So in the past, we've had a card class. So they will come and make greeting cards, thank you cards, get well cards, kind of whatever you want. And we had recently had that separated, but we actually combined it this time. So it'll be for adults and kids. Okay. So that'll be cards class. That is January 18th from 10 to noon. I know I've had some people signed up in the past, and we've unfortunately had to call it off due to low enrollment. So hopefully we get enough
Get her going, yeah.
to hold it.
Okay.
We again have yoga, which is a huge hit in our community. That is starting January 17th. That runs for 6 weeks, and we have 2 separate sessions coming. right after work, 5:15 to 6:15. I have a lot of girls and gals signed up for that.
Okay, all right.
And then the cookies, which everybody loves. We usually do themed cookies. So the adult class will be January 16th, and we're gonna do some winter theme cookies. I don't know if you guys have seen them, but it's with Sammy Sweets. So you get 4 to 5 cookies. They're pre-made. Come in, you ice them. Get ice. Everything's included, icing, and then you get a cute little gift box to take them home in.
Wow.
So
Okay.
that's a hit.
All right.
And then we have our painting again. We did recently start with John for acrylic painting. That has started to grow finally once people kind of see what we're doing. I never felt that I could be a good painter, but these people are coming in and they are fabulous. They're amazing paintings. The first one for the year, January 23rd, is going to be a gnome, a little Christmas gnome.
Yep.
And that is from 6:30 to 8:30 on the 23rd. And that costs $37. And like I said, everything's included. He brings everything. You show up, paint, and
So are you a good painter now?
well,
Better than you were?
yes.
Okay.
It's kind of amazing when you go to a class what it turns out like.
Yeah, great.
And then we have a new workshop for women. It's called the 5R Workshop for Women, and Mrs. Shanaman is going to be holding that. So that is it's 3 classes, but it's not where you have to go to one to go to the second and third. You can pick whatever one you want, or you can attend all 3 of them if you'd like.
Do you know what the 5 R's are?
I don't.
Okay. Well, that's worth going and finding
It
out.
is,
Okay.
it is,
All
yeah.
right.
So it's just kind of a self-care, personal development.
Okay.
Bring some coffee, come hang out. And that will be January 23rd, January 25th, and then again on February 3rd.
Okay. All right.
And then Mark Santelman is once again giving us some classes. So one will be on retirement, and one will be on Social Security and Medicare. He is kind of doing a special. If you come to both of them, then you'll get a $25 gift card to, one of them is Sweet Havens, and then another $25 gift card to some local shop downtown.
So information again on Medicare, Social Security, retirement, whatever.
Yes, yep, and those are back to back. So there's one February 1st and then one February 8th. And again, if you come, they're $25 each. If you come to both of them, if you kind of look at it as one free, because you'll get a gift card to a local, shop downtown.
So again, there's a fee for it, but you go to both, you're getting a
Buy
gift
one,
back. Yeah.
buy one, get a class free, plus
All right.
a $25 gift card.
Good.
And then, again, I have lots of online classes, if that's something you prefer. It would be best just to go on our website and look at them, because we have so many of them. There's cooking classes online, there's computer classes, we have ones about genealogy, basically from beginners to, we have 4 of them where you can make a family tree, which is pretty neat. Health and wellness with Janice Novak, and then we have some new business career type ones as well.
So the website is what?
Yep, so you can just go to Community Ed to just view them, and that's newalm.k12.mn.us. So that's the school website, and then /community ed. And our brochure will be on there, a PDF version, and we also have the live version, and then sign up is a link to that too. If you prefer just to go on to the platform to sign up, that is newalm.ce.eleo.com. All the classes are on there as
Okay.
well.
All right. So the first one was newalm.k12.mn.us/community ed.
Yep,
Right? And what was the second one again?
that is newalm.ce.eleo.com.
And I suppose if you Google Community Ed New Ulm, Minnesota, you'll
You'll get it all.
get it all right there.
You'll get it all.
Okay. Okay, do we need to talk about some youth classes?
Yes, we have some youth classes. Once again, we are bringing back storybook theater. So that's a theater class for the kids. It runs a whole week. It was a huge hit last year. We did Rapunzel. Now this year we're doing Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It always runs the weekend right after the 4th of July. So that falls July 7th through 12th. And what the kids do is they come from 8 to 12:15, Monday through Thursday. They each get a part. There'll be, some with the main part, but then there's other groups. They all are included, singing and acting. And then at the end of the week, we have a show for grandparents, aunts, uncles, whoever wants to come. We have one Friday night, and then we always have a matinee on a Saturday morning too.
Okay, Rapunzel,
Rapunzel. That was last year. This year,
This year
is
is
Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and the dates in July again?
July 7th through the 11th.
All right, and if people are interested in that, go to the website,
Yep.
find out more
Yep.
information.
And
But-
then we'll have the shows again on Friday night and then Saturday morning.
All right, July 7th through 11.
Yep.
Anything else?
Again, babysitting training, which is always nice. That's going to be held in February. I know it's a little ways out. However, it's best to get signed up because it fills up fast. And then the cookie class is the beginning of February, but I wanted to mention it for the kids because this gets filled up fast again. And they're going to be doing Valentine's cookies this time around, February 8th from 9 to 10:30.
Valentine's not too far away.
Not too far.
That's right.
And then we also have a painting class for the kids as well, and that's going to be Christmas bulbs. So
Nice,
it's kind of
yeah.
a cute little painting that they can do, and that's January 14th.
Hang on to them for next year Christmas. Get an early
Yes.
jump on that for some
Yep.
extra items on the tree.
Yep.
What else we got coming up?
We also have, we kind of just started Drama Kids, so that's based out of Mankato. So he comes over Mondays. We originally started with younger kids, so we did 1st through 4th grade, and it's Mondays right after school. They literally walk down to the cafeteria at Jefferson. That has been growing, so another theater thing. That was one of the things that that people wanted to see in the community for kids was more theater things. So we have the Drama Kids Mondays, and then we are going to add 5th through 8th grade beginning January. So they will go from January 6th, I believe they start, and then that goes all the way through the end of May, and then in June 2nd, they'll have kind of a little show. And then they're also, I know this is far out again, but just for the kids that enjoy that, we are going to have a camp this summer as well. So they can kind of, continue on through the summer.
Yeah, that's good. Before I forget, phone number if they want to call and get any extra special information.
Yep, you can call my direct line. It's 507-233-8307.
8307. 507-233-8307. All right, we have a few more things to cover
Yep,
yet?
I just want to talk about trips. I know they're far
Yeah.
out, but they're filling up. We have Greece at Chanhassen. That will be April 2nd. Again, get signed up. I already have people holding their spots.
It's a great show.
It is, and then, the nice thing is you get a lunch, obviously, if you haven't been to Chanhassen. That's $110, so we get lunch beforehand, and then the show right after. Take a coach bus, no parking, no driving, it's
No hassles on the driving.
hassles.
Yeah, works out good. And
Yep.
that's, what day of the week is that?
April 2nd.
Second?
It's gonna be during the week.
Yep, okay.
But, and then we have Beauty and the Beast coming at the Orpheum. That will be an evening class, so that can get kind of late, but it starts at 7:30, and that's August 13th. That is $100. Again, you will meet at the middle school, get dropped off at the front door, picked up at the front door. Don't have to worry about parking and
Yep.
driving downtown. So August 13th. And then we have the Plymouth Playhouse, which is a comedy. So they call it a 1930 screwball comedy. That will be on think it's in August. I forgot to write the date down. It's called 37 Postcards. If you want to Google it, you can get some more information on it. That's $85. Again, a lunch and a show. Can't go
Okay.
wrong with a lunch, a show, and a drive up there.
So we've got Jan Hansen, we got in April, we've got Beauty and the Beast in August,
37 Postcards.
and,
That is in May.
okay,
I believe it's May 9th.
and Plymouth
Plymouth
Playhouse.
Playhouse. If you
Yeah,
haven't been there, it's a neat little place. You get to eat,
good stuff,
beforehand.
yeah.
And then I know people have been asking, we have Purple Rain coming through the Orpheum. It's been a long wait, a long process of getting the tickets because it's everyone wants them. And it's looking, I don't have an exact date, but it's looking to be October. I just know people have been calling and emailing about that, wondering when it'll come.
Purple Rain in October.
Purple Rain in October.
All right. A lot of things. Crystal Fleck's with us, Community Ed Coordinator. Again, phone number for her if you want to call, 507-233-8307. And if you Google Community Ed New Ulm, Minnesota, you're going to get to a lot of information.
Yep,
Covered a lot of different dates, a lot of different things that are going on. Anything else before we close out?
that is it.
That should do it. Crystal, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah, fun to be here and to cover those things. Don't go too far. We're going to be having Sarah Wormka join us from the New Ulm Chamber of Commerce. It's going to be in just a moment. But for right now, this segment, talking about community ed and what's going on with Crystal Fleck. This is Jim Bartles with her. Thanks for joining us, and this is Something Artsy. Welcome back to another segment of Something Artsy. Jim Bartles, your host. My pleasure to sit in on this chair a few times a year. Something Artsy, of course, is brought to you by State Street Theater in conjunction with New Cat, who films this segment every month. And a big thank you, of course, to Prairie Lakes Arts Council. Without their generous support, this program would not be possible. Sarah Wormka joins us again. Sarah and I, she's the president and CEO of New Ulm Chamber of Commerce. We're going to find out things going on there. We worked together for the broadcast of the Parade of Lights.
Yes.
That was on New Cat and also on KNUJ.
That was fun.
That was fun. I had a lot of nice comments afterwards. They said,
Good.
you guys look like you know what you're doing. Little do they know.
Yeah, right?
But we get by pretty good. But it was a big night. How many people were around? Now, that was a cold night.
It was so cold. Yeah, definitely. One of the coldest, right? Was
Coldest
the
that we
coldest on
showed.
record.
9
Yep.
degrees, coldest one I show. Yep.
Yep, absolutely. But it was great. Yeah, 77 units and,
Yep.
and just really, shout out again to all the businesses that spend so much time putting lights on their vehicles and their floats and just for the enjoyment of our community, which is really nice.
You were talking about some tracking mechanism that you have for different things. What's
Yeah, well, so, before we started here,
Yeah.
we were talking about Oktoberfest,
Right.
right? And so we did this demo, it's called Placer AI, and it uses artificial intelligence and tracks cell phones. And we just got a demo, so we could only ask for one event. So we only asked for Saturday of Oktoberfest, or the weekend of downtown Oktoberfest, October 3rd and 4th and 5th. Whatever it was this year.
Yep.
And so they were able to tell us that on Saturday alone, there were between 13 and 15,000 people in that 3-block radius.
Whoa.
Isn't that insane?
I wouldn't have guessed.
I
I would
wouldn't
have
have
guessed 8,000.
I would have, yeah, and honestly, because Shell's does like 6-ish or 7,
Yep.
so we kind of were like, we're probably comparable. So it tracks, you have to be in the area for at least 10 minutes, so it's not counting anyone just driving by on Broadway. It only counts you once in 24 hours, so if you leave and come back, it only counts you once. It could tell also that 4,000 of those people were from 50 miles or farther away, which is really great. And we don't have that many hotel rooms, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's really just fun to see that kind
Yep.
of economic impact and just really, really fun data. It's
Wow.
interesting. Big Brother though, right? A
Yeah.
little bit.
And then there's always a lot of people over at Best Western and what's going on out there too. So
Absolutely, yes. And also the brewery, the fall, and
Yeah.
the Morgan Creek Vineyards,
Yep.
and just all around town. All of these events are really good.
And I imagine plans are in place already for this coming Oktoberfest, first 2 weekends of October.
You got it. Yep, absolutely.
So be ready for that. Hey, a couple things coming up we want to touch base on. Puzzle Night, January 23rd.
Yeah, it's coming up. That's a NUBRA fundraiser. So NUBRA is New Ulm Business and Retail Association. They're a subcommittee of the chamber. And again, they spend all of their funds that they raise on marketing New Ulm, the services in the retail. So they do billboards and shopping events and things like that. So they're having a fundraiser event. It's called Puzzle Night. We did this last year for the first time, and it sold out with 40 teams. So this year we can have 50 teams. But the date of it is January 23rd.
Where at?
It's at Turner Hall.
Turner Hall.
And so to sign up, you need a group of 4, a team of 4 people. It's $125 to register for the team of 4. You have to be over 21. And how you win it is you have to put together a 500-piece puzzle, drink 2 bottles of wine, and eat a charcuterie tray. Whoever does that the fastest, all 3 of those items, that's who wins. It's a hoot.
Okay, so if a person wants to pre-register,
You have to pre-register, yes.
call the chamber?
Yep, you
Stop
got
in
it.
at the chamber
Yep, you can register online also at newulm.com.
at newulm.com. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, big one. That's coming up January 23rd. January 31st, Chamber 101.
Yeah, this is something we started last year where we offer quarterly 101s. It's called Chamber 101 Master Your Membership. And it's for anyone who's been a chamber member that wants a refresher, anyone who's a new chamber member, we strongly encourage them to come. But also if anyone's just interested in joining the chamber or learning more about what the benefits are and what we do, please come. So yes, this is the first one of 2025, but then they'll be held quarterly, usually about the last day of the month. But we just come, it's free. We just go over all the things.
It's about over 30 years ago, I guess, that I was on the chamber board and was chair one of the years. And what I recall so vividly is when I got on the board, all the things the chamber is involved in.
I know.
You don't realize.
Right.
And so many good things that are important to the community, and it's a glue that helps make a lot of things happen. So
Right.
that's just the Chamber 101, and that's going to be on January 31st at
8 a.m. at the chamber.
the chamber.
But we
Okay.
do ask for pre-registration.
All right. February 8th, bagging in the street.
Yeah, so this is another one that
Now
last
is
year.
this grocery bags we're doing things here? No.
No, bagging.
No.
Bean
Bagging,
bagging.
oh yeah,
cornhole.
bean bagging. All
Yes,
right.
a cornhole tournament.
Yeah.
So we had this last year was the first year that we did it last year. And again, super cold, below 0 temperatures last year.
But did anybody show up?
It was full, yeah. We had a full. And we didn't have any spectators because it was so cold.
Yeah.
But we're planning it again, so it's going to be on February 8th. It's a couple weeks later than last year, so hopefully it's a little less cold. But really, the purpose of having it in the winter months is to drive that traffic during our slower times of the year when there's not a ton going on. But yep, so we'll accept 64 teams. It's pool play. It's $60 to register. That's a team of 2 people. And then it's pool play and then brackets and there's cash payouts. The number 1 team winner from the winner's bracket will win $1,000 and then, it goes down from there. But so, yeah, it's going to be a fun event.
Last winter was so warm.
Yeah.
You must have had the
cold
coldest day.
Mm-hmm.
Had one of the coldest days. So
Yeah.
February 8th, that is coming up. $60 for 2 people. You're looking for 64 teams.
We are, yeah.
All right, so that's going to be on February 8th. Again, remember, Chamber Night's the 31st of January. Puzzle Night fundraiser going to be at Turner. That's on the 23rd of January. And anything else just in regards to membership drive or things like that? I know you've been sitting over 350 members with the New Ulm Chamber of Commerce, which is really good.
It is really good. And we hit 390 this year, which is amazing. We had 55 new members join this year, 55 the year before. And when you look at retention rate too, so we had 16 that dropped this year. Mostly businesses closing, but really that's a 95% retention rate, which is really good in the chamber industry. So we're just thrilled to have so much support. We as we look forward, we didn't have to raise our dues again because there's more members, right? And we're finding these other opportunities to find non-dues revenue and just do more in the community.
That's important.
Yeah.
A lot of good things. I mean, you just hear a lot of people saying good comments about the chamber and what they've got going, and what you're doing too, personally. So that's
And
excellent.
the board, of course, is who steers the direction. So shout out to all the board and all of our members.
Who's
the
the-
membership is overall,
Yeah.
and then the board is next, and then I'm down.
Current chairman of the board is?
For 2025, it will be Bree Tarlson.
Okay.
She's with Luca Books, Ulm Suda Ulm.
All right.
Yeah. She's going to be amazing.
Well, that's good. And your staff people at the chamber.
Yeah,
Let's mention them.
Let's do it, for sure. So we have Crystal Johnson. She's our office manager. We have Eliza Moy. She is our tourism and member services manager. And we just hired a new business services manager who will be starting on January 13th. And her name is Meg Geidel.
Okay.
Meg Geidel. Yeah, we're
There's the
excited.
staff.
There you go.
New Ulm Chamber of Commerce, check them out, newulm.com. You'll find a lot of information and a lot of things coming up. And again, Oktoberfest first weekend, somewhere between 13 and 18,000?
15.
13 and 15,000 in that 3-block area.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, I was part of it.
Yeah.
I was part of it. I had my lederhosen on and all of that. So
That's great.
Anyway, hey, that's going to do it, Sarah Wormka, our guest. We're going to be having John Kellen join us for the Grand Center for Arts and Culture on our next segment, so stay tuned. We're going to be back with him in just a little bit. Sarah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Along with Sarah Wormka, New Ulm Chamber of Commerce, Jim Bartles here, and we're doing Something Artsy. Hi again, everyone. Another segment of Something Artsy coming your way. My name is Jim Bartles. My pleasure to host this segment. We're going to be talking shortly with John Kellen, Executive Director, Grand Center for Arts and Culture. We always like to put a plug in, too, though, to mention that Something Artsy is brought to you by State Street Theater in conjunction with New Cat, who films this segment every month. And thanks to the support from Prairie Lakes Arts Council and all who contribute. Tell you what, we appreciate that support, and that generous support makes this program happen. It wouldn't happen without things that we get from folks, especially Prairie Lakes Arts Council, so thank you. All right, John, we need to talk about a few things going on at Grand Center for the Arts and Culture.
Yep.
We're going to get into your music that's coming up. You got a little break area coming up there here at the start of January. Going to be doing some cleaning, painting, organizing.
Right.
Just a little bit about that and when you reopen again.
Yeah, so we're closed from the 1st through the 16th of January. We do that every year. Do a deep clean, painting, organizing. We're actually making way for a matting and framing studio, so we've got a little bit of reorganizing to do. But then we're back up and running with music again on the 17th, Friday the 17th. And a new exhibition in our Four Pillars Gallery.
What I understand that you are going to have some photography items there. Talk about that.
As a matter of fact, yes, I'm a photographer and writer and emerging filmmaker, and they selected me to be first off this year. So I'm going to be doing a selection called Rural Reflections of my photography, mostly nature, but some people, some portraits as well.
I was going to say, tell us a little bit about what people are going to see. Some nature, some people.
Yeah.
Where are these pictures taken from?
Yeah, well, they're all around rural west central Minnesota, and now starting here since I moved to New Ulm. You have some lovely scenes here in the Minnesota River Valley, so I'll have some of those included as well. But mostly nature photography is kind of what I focus on. I do have some where I love to take pictures of different events, music venues. I may even slip one in of Emmylou Harris.
Yeah.
We have that great show here coming up. So let's see. I don't have the final take yet, but yeah, I'm excited that this is my first exhibition in New Ulm. So
That's great.
happy to do that.
That is great. You know, let's back up a little bit. I used to work in the Grand Hotel building. KNUJ was located in there for a number of years, but where is it located? People want to find it. How do you direct them to it if they've heard about the Grand Center for Arts and Culture?
Sure. So we're right downtown, historic downtown, 210 North Minnesota Street. And there's a front entrance if people need accessibility. We do have elevators and things. There's parking in the back for those who need those services. But yeah, we're happy to be right in the historic part of New Ulm.
Yeah. Now, so your exhibit, where's that going to be in the Grand? What
So
floor?
up on the second floor, our Four Pillars Gallery. Right now, just for another day or so, this won't air, but we had our artists in residence do their showcase, and we had 6 this last year. Coming up, we're happy to announce we're going to have 8. We're expanding. We had over 33 applicants for our artist residency program, so we're really excited. People coming all the way from as far as from Japan will be one of our artists in residence.
That's
so
awesome.
I can't wait to see that. Yeah.
That's awesome. John Kellen is with us, Executive Director, Grand Center for Arts and Culture in downtown New Ulm, across from the Kaiserhof, right roughly in that area. Class schedules for Cellar Press.
Yes.
What's going on there?
Oh, we've got some great shows coming up. We have a new Cellar Press coordinator, Tegan Daly. She has her 2 masters in fine arts, one in bookbinding, so there's going to be a series of different bookmaking, medieval bookmaking, and all sorts of ways of making books, as well as we'll be having letterpress classes as well, printing classes to go with those.
I think last time you were on the show when I was hosting, I was telling you about my daughter's big into print stuff and graphic design, and we've gone down to the Hatch Print location in Nashville.
Oh, cool.
Which is kind of a big deal there.
It is.
And so, anyway.
We're emulating that. We're not quite to that level
No,
of Hatch, but we do. We just actually we acquired a really rare historic set of a wood type.
Yeah.
We had to go to an auction to get those, and so we're happy to start putting together some similar to what Hatch show posters were like.
Yeah, we've gone there twice and gotten a tour, and my daughter just goes goo-goo.
Yeah, well, you have to invite her to New Ulm.
Yeah,
Take
gotta
her
ever
down.
stop down there.
For sure.
It's good. Music coming up, starting on January 17th. What do you got for music lined up?
Yeah, so Mark Braun Trio is going to be doing a tribute to Bob Dylan and John Prine. We have Amy Minette, which is a jazz, the following week on the 24th. And then we have Joe Weckworth out of St. Peter, Mankato area, a young up-and-coming star, very, very amazing singer-songwriter. And then, well, getting into February, we're having our City Mouse will be for our 15-year anniversary.
City
so
Mouse.
That'll be a big deal.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. You know, I was looking at, you're preparing for your 15th anniversary as a nonprofit there, and it's 15 years ago that KNUJ moved out of the Grand Hotel, which opened things up for a lot of renovation
Right.
and all that. So 15th anniversary, wow.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a special thing for New Ulm, too.
Well, it is, and you know, I'm thrilled to be here. You know, Ann Makepeace and her family have put a ton of work, as well as you know the whole community. There, I mean, if you look back at our donor wall, all the people who have contributed, it takes a whole really a village or a community to put something like this together. And for a community the size of New Ulm, I think it's a real treasure. So I'm really thrilled to be here.
And I'm seeing a note, 150th anniversary of our historic hotel's construction.
Yes, the third iteration. Woo! So Ann's Makepeace's great grandfather Philip Gross built the original hotel back in the 1860s or 1850s actually. It burned down. He rebuilt it. It burned down again. It was the Union Hotel during the Civil War. And after the second iteration, they built it in brick, and that was completed in 1875. So yeah, coming up on 150 years.
Historic Grand Hotel, and it's the Grand Center for Arts and Culture.
Yes, sir.
Music is always on what nights?
Friday nights.
Friday nights? And a great schedule. And is there a website people can get to?
Yes, sir. So www.thegrandnewulm.org.
thegrandnewulm.org.
Yep. Yep. See that?
thegrandnewulm.org.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Anything else you want to mention, John, before we wrap up?
I just wanted to say thank you to all the people who have contributed. It really is an amazing place that you have here, and you know, just letting people know what it takes to run a nonprofit, especially a complex place like the Grand, a historic hotel, music, arts, training. We also have Airbnb up on the 3rd floor, so if people want to have a little getaway, they can rent a pretty cool one-bedroom apartment upstairs.
Okay. All right.
Great.
Excellent.
Thanks for having me.
John Callan is with us, Executive Director, the Grand Center for Arts and Culture here in New Ulm. Thanks to him for joining us, and thanks for you for watching. But don't touch that dial. We got more coming up. That's right. We've got, let's see, Stan Culp coming, and is Lori Jewell coming? So I think they're coming up. So we have more that's going to be coming up. We'll talk about State Street Theater. That's all in just a little bit. Don't touch that dial. We're back right after this. Again, thanks to John. This is Jim Bartles, and this is Something Artsy.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome again to another segment of Something Artsy. Something Artsy is brought to you by State Street Theater in conjunction with NewCat, who films this segment every month. Thank you for supporting the arts in our community through financial support from Prairie Lakes Arts Council. Without their generous support, this program would not be possible, so it's a pretty major thing for us. The State Street Theater is actually going to be our topic as we're talking to Lori Jewell, Executive Director, Dan Kalk, who's a board member. we got a lot of things to cover, and there's always unbelievable entertainment that's coming all the time to State Street Theater. Dan, I know you've got things to talk about. Patsy Cline Show.
Yeah. Thanks for having us, Jim. I'm glad you mentioned that because we do take a lot of pride in bringing a lot of good shows here and a diverse variety of shows. We've gotten a lot of really good feedback, and so it's been a lot of fun being part of bringing those acts to town. People tell us what what they want to see, and we reach out, and a lot of people come up to us during or after shows and say, do you have anything like this? And then part of what I do is we compile kind of lists and we go out and look. And one of the things that we're real excited about is our next show is coming up quickly on January 4th. We're actually having a Sunday kind of a matinee show, 2 o'clock. It is a Patsy Cline tribute. So Hannah Cesario is her name, and she's out of Mankato, and she is fantastic. So she's only done this show a couple of different times. She has other kind of bands and musical type of groups that she's a part of. But so this is kind of it's not a one-off per se because she's done it before, but this is something like it's a larger ensemble. It's something it's a special thing that she's doing just for us. And so we're real excited to bring that here. Tickets are on sale right now. You can go to our box office anytime right there. You can stop on in 9 to noon, Monday through Friday. Otherwise, now what's really great is it's relatively new, but we have electronic ticketing now, so you can go on our website, www.statestreetnewulm.org. You just find the show that you want, you click on it, you can buy your tickets right there. It's not Ticketmaster, it only costs $1 to get your tickets. You can pick your seats, which is fantastic, and they're all amazing seats now.
The renovation made that really comfortable.
Yeah, about a year ago. Well, actually, almost exactly a year ago.
Yeah.
I think we were pulling chairs out as we speak, or a year ago today. So and nothing but great kind of feedback from the renovations.
So Patsy Cline, it's coming up on January 4th, 2 o'clock.
Yep, 2 p.m.
And the
And-
good thing about the website is that the box office really never closes. You can buy tickets whenever you want because the box office is always available.
StateStreetNewulm.org.
That's it.
Yep,
All right.
yeah, you can call us as well, 507-359-9990 also. Someone will be there, either Lori or Janice from the office. They will take care of you one way or the other.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's another in a great lineup of entertainment that has been at the State Street, but there's more to come, Dan, and fill us in on some more things.
Yes, there is, thanks. And so part of the diversity we're talking about before is we want to also have some affordable family fun, right? And so last year we did a Jolly Pops, I think they were called. And so this year it's Dolly Pops. No relation, as I like to say, but it's two women from, I believe they're out of the Minneapolis area, but they do this fantastic mix. It's entertainment, it's educational, it's for kids. We've gotten some grants, both last year and this year. We've applied for some grants so that we can make it free for kids under 13 and only $5. Under 12, pardon me. And only $5 for 13 and up. So, we wanted to make that super affordable for everybody to, bring their kids. That's on a Saturday morning, I believe 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Yeah, so that's January 25th. So that's just barely a month away already. So, Saturday the 25th, 10 a.m. And Dolly Pops.
That's a fun show for grandparents to bring kids and people who have preschoolers, young in elementary age school kids. It'd be really a perfect show for that.
And in some cases where, let's say you're in a neighborhood and you know that the mom and dad are working on Saturday or whatever and you're free, you might say, mind if I take your children over to the
Absolutely.
Dolly Pops on January 25th? We'll do that, and
Yep.
kind of nice little gesture to
Give
do.
the folks a break
Yeah.
for a minute. Yep,
Yeah,
that would be cool.
absolutely, and that's kind of what we wanted to do with it. With the time of day and the price is to just be able to have kids come out and last time it was great. All the kids are down in the kind of that little area and they're dancing around and they usually have props of some sort and the concessions will be open so you can get the kids all sugared up.
Plenty of cotton
Yeah,
candy.
right. Yeah, so we can get them all sugared up, and it's just a good time. It's something, something nice to get the kids out of the house a little bit.
And folks, you're hearing that name right, Dolly Pops. Not lollipops, Dolly Pops.
Correct.
And two people that come in and do a great show, and again, that mix of education and entertainment. So that is fantastic. Lori, we need to talk a little bit about volunteer positions
Yeah.
that are open and
That's right. As a nonprofit, we always need volunteers. For every time we put on a show, we have volunteer ushers, volunteers at the concession stand, volunteers helping out in all those ways. But also, we need some folks who kind of help out behind the scenes. So those volunteer positions are helping with our repairs in our building. It was built in 1938, so an older building, always needs upkeep. So we could use some people who are a little bit handy with tools and that kind of thing.
the old high school and middle school.
Yeah, exactly. And then we also need some volunteers to help distribute all of our brochure posters that go out all over, not only New Ulm, Sleepy Eye, St. Peter, Madelia, any of those neighboring towns as well. So maybe you commute to a neighboring town and you're like, oh, I could grab some flyers and pop those up in different neighborhoods. We'd love to have you help with that project as well. And then we have a volunteer spruce up day. So we want people, you can come with your family and everyone can volunteer to help. And that's going to be on Saturday, January 11th. And that's our spruce up Saturday. So it's a fun volunteer morning. We just kind of hang out from 8:30 to 12:30. We'll provide a morning little breakfast snack and we'll provide pizza for lunch. So you come, volunteer for a couple of hours, and we got all kinds of projects
I was
set
there
up.
last year.
It's
That was
so
a
much
fun
fun.
day. Yeah, that was fun.
And it goes fast.
And that's when you had all these chairs that were sitting in, some in boxes and crates, and some were installed, but it was all in the mix of happening, yeah.
Yeah, and we had to take some of those down in storage and
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
Yep, we've got some projects for people who can do some lifting, heavy lifting, and then we also have some filing projects.
Yep.
So everybody can help. You don't have to be, you can be everybody on that spectrum. So, and families can volunteer for that one as well.
Okay.
We also have a save the date for our annual volunteer appreciation. So if you have volunteered anytime from State Street, we would love to have you come and appreciate you at this volunteer appreciation, and bring a friend, because then they might get excited about wanting to volunteer. And so definitely everyone is welcome who is interested in volunteering or who has volunteered in the past. And that's just a little way of us saying thank you for all that these guys do, because we literally could not put on our shows without all the volunteers. And that is going to be a dinner on Tuesday, January 21st. And you can RSVP for that and sign up for the Spruce Up Saturday on that website, which again is statestreetnewulm.org. And for that one, you click on the Get Involved tab, and that's how you sign up.
And again, phone number, if people want to call, 359-9990. Let's say somebody is new to town, they don't even know where State Street Theater is.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are at the corner of State Street and Center, and then we have a parking lot that's on Center and Washington. So if you enter through that back parking lot, it's door number 7, and that's where the box office is, Monday through Friday, 9 to noon.
Dan Kalk, board member, is with us, and Lori Jewell, who's the executive director of State Street Theater in New Ulm. You're a nonprofit organization.
Absolutely.
All right, so you have fundraisers, I'm sure, on the calendar. What's coming up?
Absolutely. So this is a save the date. So, and you can purchase your tickets already on the website. We're making it easy. So our big annual gala fundraiser is on Saturday, March 1st in 2025, and the theme is Hooray for Hollywood. So that's going to be awesome. Everyone can dress up as their favorite Hollywood character, their favorite movie theater character, whatever they want. And we're going to have a 50-50 raffle starting really soon. So you can call the box office if you want to get in on that, and we'll have a lot of our board members will have those tickets available. We're also doing something new this year. It's going to be called a Wall of Stars.
Wall of Stars.
Yeah. So that is where you choose a star to purchase for $20, and behind that star, it will correlate to a prize of some kind. So all of those prizes are going to be donated by local businesses, and they will be $25 in value or more. So you invest $20 as a donation, and then you get a prize of unknown value.
Might be a gift card, could be
Absolutely.
an actual item, whatever.
Right. It even could be a car wash. It could be, like for a package of car washes. It could be a haircut from a local salon. It could be anything like that. So if you have a business and you would like to donate prizes for that part of our fundraiser, we would love to accept those prizes. So again, call the box office to do that.
All right, so March 1st, that's
Yep.
the date.
That's right.
All
It's a
right.
Saturday night.
All right, so find out more information, and again, you can find out more at the website, statestreetnewulm.org.
Yeah, and if businesses want to buy a whole table of 8, or people have some friends and family that they want to buy a table of 8, you get a $40 discount by buying the whole table. So another way to get involved and bring your friends and family.
Very good. Dan, Lori, anything else you want to mention? Any other, be it plays or entertainment that's coming up that's kind of in the works right now or not?
I would just, I mean, there's always things going in the works, Jim. I would just really encourage everyone, go to the website and just take a look at what's upcoming. I talked before about, you know, the diversity of shows and you know, I was just trying to think of some of the other ones. I mean, we have, you know, Buddy Holly, a tribute really on I think the anniversary of the day the music died. So that's in early February. Ring of Kerry is coming on St. Patrick's Day. They'll have the St. Patrick's Day dancers, and they came a handful of years back, and it was incredible. Yeah. There's a Roy Orbison tribute coming up. So when I say there's something for everybody, I just really encourage, just jump on there, take a look. There's going to be something. Bring, you know, call some people and bring them out to the theater, because we have this amazing theater right here in our community, and we just want to get people out.
Michael Bublé was just recently, right?
That was great. Great show.
That one of the absolute best voices out there is Bublé, no question about that. Anything else, Lori, that you've got?
No, yeah.
So
I want, before anyone gets ready to make their plans for the weekend, check our website, because you don't know what we've got going on. So definitely just have that in your go-to right away. Check the website and join us for lots of fun events.
Very good. Our thanks to Lori and Dan for joining us. Again, our thanks to NewCat, who does the filming for this segment all the time. We put in plugs for them, and they certainly have it coming. I always have fun with what I call the skunks in the forest, but those are good workers back there, and we appreciate it. And again, we want to thank the Prairie Lakes Arts Council. Without their generous support, this program would not be possible. And thank you so much for watching. That's going to do it for now. That's our segment. Every month, you're going to find new things. This is Jim Bartles. I've been your host, and that is Something Artsy.